Just after 7 in the morning, on June 30th, 1908, the sky over Siberia split open. A column of blue-white fire, brighter than the sun, tore across the heavens, and then the air itself detonated. 80 million trees were flattened in an instant. The blast was 1,000 times more powerful than the bomb that would one day destroy Hiroshima, and it came from space, completely without warning. If it had arrived just a few hours later, it would have erased a city. Stay with me. It happened over the Podkamenaya Tunguska River, one of the emptiest places on Earth, hundreds of miles from the nearest town. And that emptiness is the only reason this isn't the deadliest day in human history. 60 kilometers away, at a remote trading post, a man named Semyon sat on his porch. He said the sky split in two and a wall of heat washed over him as if his shirt had caught fire. Then a sound like artillery threw him from his chair, and the ground shook so hard that windows shattered for miles. The explosion flattened over 2,000 square kilometers of forest, an area larger than a major city, gone in a heartbeat. The shock wave circled the entire planet twice. Seismographs as far away as England recorded the Earth ringing like a bell. For days afterward, the night sky refused to go dark. Across Europe and Asia, the heavens glowed in eerie silver. In London, people stood in the street at midnight, reading their newspapers by the light of a sky that would not sleep. And then, almost nothing happened. The site was so remote, and Russia so consumed by war and revolution, that for nearly 20 years, no scientist went to look. The greatest explosion in recorded history was simply left alone. Finally, in 1927, a scientist named Leonid Kulik pushed through the swamps to find it. What he saw stopped him cold. Trees flattened in every direction for as far as he could walk. But at the very center, a circle of trees still stood upright, stripped of every branch, burned but standing. Whatever did this had struck from directly above. There was no crater, because nothing ever hit the ground. A chunk of space rock or ice, maybe 60 meters across, slammed into the atmosphere at tens of thousands of miles an hour, and the friction tore it apart in a single colossal explosion, miles above the trees. All of that energy came down, not as a rock, but as a wave of pure force and heat. A bomb the size of a mountain, going off in the sky. And here is the part that should keep you up at night. The Earth turns. If that object had arrived just 4 hours later, the same spot in space would have been occupied, not by an empty forest, but by the city of Saint Petersburg. Millions of people. It was pure chance that it hit no one. This was not a one-time freak event. In 2013, a far smaller rock exploded over the Russian city of Chelyabinsk, injuring over 1,000 people, and we never saw it coming. Objects big enough to destroy a city strike the Earth every few centuries. Today, we track the giant asteroids, the ones that could end civilization. But the city killers, the Tunguska-sized rocks, are small, dark, and almost invisible until they are nearly on top of us. For those, our warning might be measured in hours. The forest grew back. Today it is quiet, green, and beautiful, as if nothing ever happened. But the sky above it is not empty. In 1908, the dice rolled in our favor. One day they will roll again. For more moments where history almost went the other way, subscribe.